Elon Musk's Twitter board reversal, just the latest lack of follow-through. Elon Musk says something, don't assume he'll follow through, at least not right away. Reading from Axios here. As the richest person in the world and CEO of a company valued at over $1 trillion, Musk's words carry weight. They move markets and set expectations, but he seems to think out loud, typically on Twitter, unlike the usual buttoned-up, calculated approach taken by most CEOs. I mean, he stayed tight-lipped about Twitter and made $56 million, wasn't it? I might be off on the number. He knows when to shut up when it can make him money. So I think he intends to sink stocks whenever he speaks on Twitter, or bump them up if he's praising them. Tesla and SpaceX CEO on Sunday backed out of a deal to join Twitter's board after buying at 9.2% of the company, thus preserving his ability to acquire a controlling stake, push for changes, or both. If Musk loses people's trust, it could undercut his reputation as a Midas of sorts. What? What Midas? What reputation? That's a reputation he bought for himself because he doesn't have a track record of fucking anything. On Tuesday, he was joining Twitter's board, and now he's not. This is what he's got a track record of, being a little kitty eating up taxpayer money. That's what Elon Musk does. He infamously said in 2018 that he had funding secured to take Tesla private, but he had not. The company remained publicly traded. He's repeatedly promised that Tesla's full self-driving feature was about to roll out, but its cars remain only partially automated, and they suck at that. I mean, Axios is leaving out a lot of shit here. His submarine that he sent to rescue the kids in the cave that didn't work, that everybody there laughed at, and then he called the dude a pedo. His fucking boring company that ended up just being a one-lane tunnel that still gets traffic jams, even though it's just a one-lane fucking tunnel, because who couldn't think of that? His bulletproof fucking car that he threw a fucking rock at or a brick or something and it broke the window. He is an embarrassment. What the fuck has SpaceX done that fucking NASA couldn't do if we properly funded it? Somebody tell me. He's building a say anything, do something different brand identity. A brand identity is what he is building. A brand identity is what he has bought. Georgetown University business professor Peter Josselrick, an ethics expert, tells Axios in the long run that's almost always bad for the leader. Musk's cult-like appeal is predicated in part on the fact that he isn't hewing to anything resembling a company line, and thus he comes across as authentic to his fans, to idiots. Who else would apparently smoke marijuana on Joe Rogan's podcast? Fuck, if that's the bar we're setting for genius, have me on, Joe. I'll smoke some marijuana with you. Musk defenders admit that he's often late in delivering the products he promised, but they say he comes through in the end. That's not fucking true. Something like 70% of all the Teslas that have ever been put out in the road have been recalled. Authenticity is worth a lot in the social media age, but Musk is venturing into boy who cried wolf territory. Lobadong Schlong. Lobadong Schlong. Welcome. You mind if I just call you Schlong? Thank you for being a freaking follower. We are dunking on Elon Musk at the moment. This was the meme of the day earlier today. It's not like I didn't come with receipts to back it up. Another piece of propaganda on Elon's part. SpaceX was paid by the U.S. government to send some Starlink terminals to Ukraine, despite claiming it wasn't. The U.S. federal government purchased more than 1,330 terminals from SpaceX to send to Ukraine, the cost of $3 million. The U.S. government is paying SpaceX to send some Starlink internet terminals to Ukraine, despite the company saying that it did not think the government had paid any money to it. Elon Musk had sent terminals to Ukraine in order to help keep the country online as it resisted the invasion attempt by Russia. Starlink service is now active in Ukraine. More terminals en route, Mr. Musk tweeted on the 26th of February. At the time, this appeared to be a charitable act. I'm proud that we were able to provide the terminals to folks in Ukraine, SpaceX President Gwen Shotwell said last month. I don't think the U.S. has given us any money to give terminals to the Ukraine. Now, the Washington Post reports that the U.S. federal government purchased more than 1,300 terminals from SpaceX to send to Ukraine. Apparently, SpaceX did indeed donate 3,670 terminals. Terminals would come with 3 months of unlimited data. The agency initially said it was a private sector donation valued at roughly $10 million. That figure has reportedly been removed from the release and now states that the U.S. government has delivered 5,000 Starlink terminals to Ukraine through a public-private partnership with SpaceX. I mean, apparently Teslas are pretty nice cars. I've never ridden in one, but like people that have them do rave about them. So I'm not sure. I can't give you any personal experience with it. I hope your son enjoys his Tesla. I'm sure they make good cars in spite of their shitty president, who is not the founder of the company. I never miss an opportunity to say that. He bought the rights to call himself that and forced the founders out. Government agreed to purchase closer to 1,500 standard Starlink terminals for $1,500 apiece and pay $800,000 for transportation costs. This cost the U.S. taxpayer over $3 million. Commercial Starlink terminals are priced at $600 per terminal, plus $110 per month for the internet service.